What's happening with it? This is Slink Johnson, a.k.a. Black Jesus, your Lord and Savior, and you're listening to the Red Rock Podcast Network. How you love that?
You are listening to the Red Rock Podcast Network, featuring Pod of Thrones and
the Shiznit.
Look, this is for my old heads, young Jesus Seattle. Dino Red said he loves the intellect. Yes, he never hesitates. I can rap whatever, bro. I'm only in first gear and still way ahead. Living in the cold world full of that nonsense. Drug heads, teen moms, day-to-day violence. Fiends at the corner, panhandle for bottles. 12-year-olds running around with pistols and hollows. Fuck with my conscience, but still I do. I know right from wrong, but my decisions is stupid. My generation is crazy, and the media proof. Ignorance is bliss, and we a zillion flukes. And that's why I'm here. Old soul kicking brand new flavor in your ear. Rapper of the year.
This is the Red Rock Podcast Network. From Red Rock Studios in Los Angeles, California, this is the Shiznit. Now, put your hands together for the Shiznit.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Shiznit Show. I am your boy. I am your host, Dino Red, and I have with me, as always, my ride or dies, Miss Dijon Monique.
What's up, world? It's your girl.
The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pip Lilly.
Oh, y'all, I'm so tired.
Oh, my God.
I am tired like Madonna's music career.
Ooh.
Tired.
Oh, you're not a virgin anymore.
Oh, my gosh. So fatigued today.
Oh, my God. I'm tired, too. I just ran from the corner.
I've been tired because the war zone in my neighborhood makes it difficult to sleep.
War zone?
Yeah. The 4th of July
Oh,
fireworks.
my God.
Yeah. No, you guys over here, it does sound like, it sounds like a war. It's
No,
like,
I feel you.
boom. It's like dynamite and stuff. There's stuff that is not fireworks that's going on.
Some
You
homemade
know,
stuff.
it sounds like a war zone. Like everybody says that. It does. That's what it sounds like. And, you know, it ramps. It's like this, you know, for like 3 months out of the year. And right around, you know, the 4th of July, just before and just after, it's at its worst, at its peak.
Yeah.
So it's hard. And then I had to actually work on the 5th. So the few of us who were in my office were all complaining that we were all like not
Up late, yeah.
Did not sleep well because of the war and all that, and then had to go to work, and was like, oh, I'm going to make sure I have the 5th off from now on.
Yeah, I had to go to work on the 5th, too, but I wanted to go to work on the 5th. My neighborhood was crazy. It was like back to back to back to back to back for like 2 hours, and then it died down. And I was like, oh, okay, it's not bad. You know, it's a little bit different from the South Central that I'm used to, the kaboom boom.
Mm-hmm.
But no, then after that, they amped it back up. And I was like, damn, I thought I was going to get some sleep. But no, it was just as bad as my neighborhood.
No, we've been having fireworks for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah, we
in our
have.
hood.
And then even on the 5th, I was like, oh, it was like getting dark, and I hadn't heard any all day. I'm like, oh, maybe they're going to. Nope. As soon as it got dark, they was back at it.
Yeah.
I went to the bowl on the 4th.
The bowl?
Hollywood Bowl.
Oh.
I saw Niles Rodgers and Chic. It was killer.
Okay.
It was killer. And Drumline Live performed.
Okay. How was that, though?
They were excellent. I mean, they were excellent. They did that little opening number that they did for the Coachella concert for Beyonce. And they came out and did some other stuff with Niles Rodgers. And, you know, Niles Rodgers is one of those things like, that dude has had so many hits. Like, so many hits.
I don't know who he is.
Yes, you do. You just don't know you know.
Oh, okay. One of those.
You know
type
Chic.
things. Yeah.
Freak Out.
Yeah.
Happy. Dance. Yowza. That's Niles Rodgers. He also produced and is on Get Happy. Not Get Happy. Get
Happy.
Lucky.
Oh, Get Lucky.
Get Lucky. You want to get lucky.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's his song. He did Upside Down, Diana Ross.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
that.
That's all it was. That was a concert. It was just all like mostly dance hits. It was just all dance hits.
Okay. Yeah, my 4th of July was okay. I went to a day party in Hollywood, but my 3rd of July was cracking because I was at Pip's house having a barbecue.
That was fun. That was fun.
I was lit. Pip's roommates are lit. I was thinking about that this morning. You lucky. You got some good roommates.
I told you. Even P in the bag he's a good guy.
Man.
He is a good guy.
One of his roommates is a violinist, and she plays violin all day.
So is this the part where I'm supposed to go, y'all having secret barbecues without me? Y'all having secret meetings without me? Is that this part? Oh, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, just that part you did was good enough for me. Just that was good enough. Good enough.
I have to tell you though, like, so this was the plan. It was going to be like Dijon was just supposed to come over, and it's just going to be us, and then Jason comes on after work, and we're going to inaugurate my new barbecue grill.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought a slab of ribs and I bought a pound of legs, and I was like, "Can you bring some potato salad and a dessert, maybe a peach cobbler?" She's like, "Oh, sure." Cut to the day of Wednesday. Dijon's like, "I got a bag of chips and a bottle of pop, and I got a slab of ribs, and I got a lemon cake, and I got some strawberries, and I got some shrimp, and potato salad, and a mixed salad."
And regular salad. Just
I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
So we just invited the whole house.
Yeah.
We had a party.
We did. It was fun. And margaritas.
And
Those
margaritas
were great. Yes.
Well, I'd like to take the time to say shout out and welcome to chat. Everybody listening in on live cast, welcome to the show. Thank you guys for coming and checking us out. Shout out to the people checking us out on Brick Break Radio, 87 FM down in Atlanta. We debuted on their station.
Wonderful. Welcome.
This week. We had a big week. So, and welcome everybody who on whatever platform you listening to us, because we're all over the place. So Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Store, Google Play, Stitcher.
I'm glad to be in Atlanta.
So
I love y'all nuts.
Yeah. You shit lords.
That's what she said. But man, what about these earthquakes?
My God.
What's really going on?
Shaking it up.
Shake them up, shake them up, shake them.
How's Danya been dealing with that?
She's okay.
She is?
She was a little bit shook. Because it was like her, her first real earthquake, or her first kind of big one. When the 6.6 happened, we were actually together eating breakfast on the 5th, on the 4th, getting ready to, leave for the day to join the festivities. We were having breakfast, and I was on one side of the room, she was on the other, and I was like, "Oh, you feel that earthquake?" She was like, "No." And I was like, "You don't feel that?" And then it was, how they ramp up. And it started ramping. She's like, "Oh, I feel it now." And she's like, "Oh, I'm getting scared." And by the time she said, "I'm getting scared," it was over.
Done.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the one, the one, was it yesterday?
Yeah.
No, I think y'all day before.
Day before
It was
yesterday.
the day before, and then the other one was the 5th on Friday.
There was a 4th and then the 5th.
They're back to back.
Were they? Okay. So, I was right the first time. I said the one that I was talking about, me and Danya, the first one was the 4th.
Okay.
Yeah. But the next one is when I wasn't sure. Okay, so that was the 5th. Okay, so Friday. Wow, that seemed like it didn't seem like it was that far away. Like the Friday. It seemed like it just happened.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah,
I'm still shook.
I was
That's
actually
why.
outside. That was the first time I was ever outside during like a significant earthquake.
Wow.
During the 7.1 one.
Yeah.
I was in my car.
I was outside because I was waiting for my wife. We were about to go to the car dealership, and so I was outside, and I felt it, and I was like, "Whoa, that's a strong one." Because it's even if you can feel it, the more you feel it outside, the stronger it is, because you're not inside a building that that's moving.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, I was like, "Whoa!" And I yelled out, "Earthquake!" Like that.
You're that guy.
Just being extra.
That guy.
And then I heard Daya scream, and then
Aw.
my wife's like, "Get in the doorway, get in the doorway." And that one seemed like it went on forever.
It did.
It was. I went home. I took a nap. I woke up. It was still.
still
I was like,
shaking.
"Oh, y'all still doing this?"
It's still shaking.
Still shaking.
I was with Jason both times, and Jason has only been in LA. This is his 5th year, so he's never really experienced like any significant quake or shaking.
Right.
So this was the first time. The one on, I guess it was
4th of July
4th
morning.
of July. We were in the bed just watching TV, and then all of a sudden, it, everything started shaking around us, like everything, and there's it kept shaking and kept shaking.
Yeah.
And then it kept shaking. And and I was kind of trying to be calm for his sake, because he was actually by the bookcase where all the stuff could fall on you, including the cactus. So then it passed. It was like, ooh, look at that. All right. And then we were in the car the second time, and it just started. The car started moving. He's like, "Is that the wind?" I was like, "That is not the wind, my brother."
The wind.
The wind. Yeah, it's unusual for the second one to be stronger.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was naked both times, so I have to get a plan.
Well, they were on
So-
different faults too, weren't they?
Yes.
They were on
I
different
don't know where
faults.
they was, but I was not prepared. I had jack in one arm, nothing on the rest of my arms. And didn't know what to do. I had to like Google earthquake safety after the fifth because I forgot. I had forgotten. And I don't have a table at my house to climb under.
Right. Us either. We don't have a table either.
So I was like, oh,
And,
shit.
Magic triangle.
Yeah, I know, right? My mom was like, get in a doorway. I was like, well, shit.
Yeah, well, that's actually, we're going to talk about that when we get into our topics. We
All
have
right.
10 common earthquake myths that we're going
Yes.
to debunk.
That's awesome because I know if
So-
I didn't know,
But,
y'all need to know.
Speaking of which, you guys ready to go ahead and get in these topics?
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
All right.
News and noteworthy.
The Shiznit.
So, like I said, we have 10. I don't know if we're going to talk about all 10. Some of these we can kind of do without for the sake of time. But there's a couple of them I definitely want to deal with. And the first one being the one that was mentioned twice already by my wife and by your mother,
Yeah.
Dijon, about standing in the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so that is a common myth. And the reason why at one time long ago, doorways were made much differently than they are now.
Ah.
And that was like a good suggestion back then.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, doorways are not made any better than
The rest of it.
anything else in the house, and it's not any safer. And and the article says that you would be doing better to get under a table.
Right.
But if you don't have a table, then I guess a doorway, it wouldn't hurt. I guess you know, if you don't have a
Feel like
table,
you're doing something.
you know what I'm saying? Like if you
Okay.
just got to do something, if you don't want to just sit still, or I don't know. But they say don't go outside, don't
Yeah.
do this, don't do that, So
Okay.
that's that.
All right.
Right.
Well, I know my mom's not listening, but I'm going to have to send her a text now.
Number 2, they say another myth is big earthquakes always happen early in the morning. That is a myth.
It is because that
Yes.
first one woke me out my sleep.
Because see
That was like 10:30. That ain't early in the morning.
that is not early in the morning.
It's early for me.
Yeah. Now the aftershock from the first one was early in the morning at 4 a.m.
Oh, okay.
and that was actually a small one though. But yeah, most people, including me, slept through that one. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't even know that one happened.
Mm-mm.
So yes, what happens is we tend to remember things that kind of support our theories or our myths, and we forget the ones that don't. So there are plenty, as we've seen. The first one was at 10:30, which is not early in the morning, and then the second one was in the afternoon/evening, and that was a 7.1. That's pretty damn big as far
Yeah.
as earthquakes go.
Yeah.
We only have something 7 points or so every 20 years, and we were like right on pace actually for that. It's been 20 years since the last 7. So. Let's see. Number 3, earthquake faults can open up wide enough to swallow people in buildings. We see this
Wow.
in movies all the time. This is a famous movie trope of, they just love doing that. The ground opens up, swallow, people fall in, all that kind of stuff. Nope. Doesn't happen.
So
That's not even the way earthquakes work. Because see okay, see if I can explain like this. Imagine if you had a dinner plate, like a china plate,
mm-hmm.
and you broke it in half, right?
Mm-hmm.
One clean break. Now, the edges are jagged, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you just put it together, you can fit it back together like a puzzle piece.
Mm-hmm.
Now, imagine moving both sides of that plate in opposite directions, one up, one down, one up, one down. Then you're going to feel the ridges, right? And it's going to it's going to be jagged, and they're going to vibrate and whatever else. Imagine now on each half of those plates, you got some monopoly buildings, hotels, and houses, right? And you move in the plate, you imagine those monopoly buildings vibrating and falling, right? Exactly. Well, that's how an earthquake works. It's the friction of the two plates moving against each half that causes the vibrations in the earth to tremor in the buildings, and if it was a gap, and there would be no friction, and therefore there would be no earthquake. So that's directly opposed to the way that earthquakes work.
Well, I was